Namaste. You. 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 Your third eye opens the very moment you open yourself up to your multidimensionality, this galactic awareness. That's all in your access. So if you have broken your 3D box, you have realized your true potential. You can start to work on all your abilities that you have. I mean, they are there. It's like they're obvious. They're just happening. To me, this first happened like 2 years ago when I realized that my eyesight has changed. And again, I mean, I see that it's all about your vibrational state of being. Because when you are in a certain vibration, that determines your whole experience. That determines the consciousness you have access to. What you're tuned into, that's your experience. That's your awareness. That's the thoughts you receive. I see that this galactic awareness is in our access if we so choose. It is a very different experience. A very different experience. What I see now when I look at everywhere, like ever since I feel my third eye opened 2 years ago, I started seeing energy everywhere. Everywhere. It's there. It's like there is no empty space. It's energy. It's vibration. I look at it everywhere right now. What I see is, it's like this kind of vibration, this kind of energy. It's like literally, I don't see emptiness. I don't see empty space. Like, I mean, I see physical things, yes, but to me, they're just denser forms of energy. Because this is energy right here. You see this? I see, like, you know, there are beings here. When I'm in my galactic self, when I'm in this galactic awareness, in this I mean, I'm like allowing myself to just come through this body into this dimension, and what I see is beings. I mean, I see energy, like there are these darker, like entities, whatever I should call them. Then there are like different colors, like what I would call orbs. I mean, I just see energies, like different kind of forms, and they are moving, and I sense their presence. That's the biggest thing. I sense the energy, I feel the energy. We are never alone. This is a multi-dimensional universe. Right here, right now. It's a multiverse. So many dimensions. But here, it's like, I would call that I see the astral plane, although now I'm in the physical body. I mean, it doesn't even feel like a physical body anymore. It's like a dream world of energy. Everything I see is energy. There is denser energy, which I see as physical objects. And then there is this energy that hasn't yet manifested, but it's there. And the energy that you're holding in your field determines what you're attracting in your reality, what you are creating, what you're receiving, what's going to come into your experience. The first times that I experienced this were the times when I really started to wake up to my soul origins, or like this, where I've been before my consciousness, like this little tiny piece of me came on this planet. And I mean, I'm waking up to my self. I'm in this body, I'm in this world, I'm in this dream world, but I mean, I feel like me, I feel like myself. I don't feel like myself in the same way if I'm in the mind, if I'm in the ego, but I mean, I've been there, but it's a completely different world. There are two worlds existing now simultaneously, or I mean, let's say two major grids you can be tuned into. There's the 3D and there's the 5D. And it's crazy that you can actually, like, you can be in the same room with a person that's having a completely different experience. Both of those experiences are okay, but just remember that when you are in a certain vibration, when you're tuned into a certain grid, and I mean, you're not perceiving of the other possibilities, of the other timelines, of the other vibrational realities, because you are experiencing yours. Like, just think about, like, if you listen to the radio, you can only be tuned into one channel at the same time. So you won't really be able to hear the other channels if you're tuned into one. So just be in the state of consciousness that you remember that they're all there. Because the moment you remember that they are all there, all the channels are there right now. All the vibrational realities are there right now. I mean, you've got the power to switch your vibration anytime. I feel like that's the thing that I'm realizing all the time. It's all just a switch away. It's a switch away. Everything is a switch away. The more I interact with the lower grids, like the 3D grids, and I see their box, I feel their energy, I see their reality. And if I'm like listening to the thoughts that they're sharing, I mean, it's vibrations. And I know that I could tap into that reality like this if I allowed myself to. I could tune into the same grid that they're tuned into like this if I allowed myself to. I mean, it really happens that easily. But I feel like for a 3D person, it may be harder to tune into a higher grid because they have so much of these limiting beliefs that they're tuned into. I mean, that they're not like releasing because they would need to break the box. And that would be their whole fucking reality. They would have to break it in order to experience 5D. Like, when I look at 3D, I see a box. And when I look at 5D, it's the space outside of the box. And the moment you break the box, you open up to this awareness. And it's all there. In 3D, it's like you meet these walls. You see this, shallow side of everything. You see a completely different experience because, I mean, your basis is completely different. You're like, the basis of your reality when you're in 3D is that you're a separate being, human being, just matter. Like, you're just matter. That there is no other dimensions. Like, obviously, if you're in 3D, you're not conceiving. You don't perceive the other dimensions. Like, right now, when I feel this galactic awareness, my galactic self, like, coming through this body, all I see is vibration. All I see is energy. Literally, with my physical eyes. And that's also, like, I see people's auras. I see these entities that are attached to them. I see these energy is everywhere. Because everything is energy. Everything is energy. Oh my God. And you really have all these abilities within you. You have all this potential within you. You may be in a human body, but in this human body, you can have all these multidimensional experiences because it's your potential. In 3D, you're activating a little tiny piece of your potential because you are yourself limiting yourself with your beliefs. You yourself are limiting yourself into this box, but do you realize it, my love? That box is your creation. I mean, obviously, the Matrix has kind of done everything to keep you within that box, but in the end you can break yourself free from that box. You can break that box because that's really, you've got the power. But in 3D, what they're telling you is that you don't have the power. They're telling you that you're just a little animal who needs to find all knowledge, all like everything from outside of them. That's the 3D programming. That's the 3D reality. You are in a completely different world because you're experiencing this kind of fear-based reality. 5D is love-based because you are in this oneness. I mean, you're just like, remember, they're both there right now. They're both there right now. Your 3D self is there right now. Your 5D self is there right now. And all the versions of you are there right now. It's about what you tune yourself into, what you experience. And your whole reality looks completely different through the eyes of a different version of you. Through the eyes of your 5D version. You see, you feel, I mean, everything is different. You're in this freedom, you're in this power. The reason why your 5D version doesn't fear anything is because your 5D version has like the power. Your 5D version has the access to it all. It's a completely different state of consciousness. Like, and because of that connection that you have when you're in 5D and beyond, you have no need to fear. Like, there is no such thing as fear because fear comes from unconsciousness. Unconsciousness to me is, being in that box and just seeing the walls, you're not really seeing it all. You're in unconsciousness. It's pretty dark within that box. But once you break free from that box, bam, you see that light. You feel that light. You are that light. Do you see it, baby? I'm sure you have heard the cave allegory. Within the cave, there are these people that have never really seen light. They are, familiar with their little reality within the cave. And they want to stay there because that's what they're used to. And, if someone goes outside of that cave and sees the true reality, I mean, this higher awareness, this, they see what's outside of the cave. When they see what's outside of that cave, and if they come back into the cave and tell, the people that are still within the cave, if they tell them what they've seen, they get killed. I mean, because those people within the cave are afraid. They think they're crazy. They're afraid. They are so familiar with their little tiny dark reality and those shadows that they're seeing within the cave. Like they don't want anything else. Oh, you know, the best prison is the prison where you don't know you're in prison. But I'm telling you, you can break the box. You can break free from this matrix and from this programming. 5D self is like a switch away. But in order to get there, you gotta, you know, release. Like, you gotta let go of those walls that are keeping you within the box. Always now, always here, right now. Right now. Every single moment is like, it's there. Because this world is like just a web of possibilities. Web of, like, you know, timelines. It's all there. It's like, this. I'm getting this image in my mind and everything is like, this. Oh my God. Your galactic self is all in your access. The thing is, you gotta stop interacting, or at least interact less with the lower grids, because the denser the energy, the heavier the energy, the easier you get like sucked in there. Do you want to get into that grid? You gotta take your power back, because when you take your power back, you take your, you know, you're in this state of consciousness and you are able to actually consciously choose the grids you're tuned into, because that's reality mastery.